Hey YouTube, Untamed here. So today I'm just going to take a few minutes and geek out with you on the FJ Cruiser Trail Teams and my 4Runner TRD Pro. So for those of you who do not frequent the channel, this is a 2019 4Runner TRD Pro in Voodoo Blue. And then over here we have the 2010 Toyota FJ Cruiser Trail Teams in Sandstorm. So both of these vehicles are so iconic, and truly both of them are my favorite. If I did not have three kiddos with the fourth one inbound, I would absolutely keep both of these and keep them in the fleet forever. So I still plan to keep the Voodoo Blue for as long as I can. But as many of you know, I am going to be selling the FJ Cruiser here shortly. So that will be leaving the scene. And it'll just be down to the Tundra and the 4Runner. And I'll likely be trying to swoop up a Sequoia TRD Pro, 2023 Sequoia TRD Pro in the nearest future to fit the family come January when Baby Untamed number 4 enters the scene. So, but I do stand by my statement of these two are truly the most iconic Toyotas I think you can get. They're both built in Japan, which is a great testament to their overall quality, I would argue. Both of them just design-wise, right? So this has been out for so many years now, and I mean, it's old, wicked old at this point, and it just still is it looks phenomenal. Not too many modern vehicles look this aggressive when it comes to an SUV. Both of them are body-on-frame design, which is a very robust design. And again, you're not finding that too much nowadays, so I think that's a huge positive for both of them. It's a bummer. Most of you know that in 2014, that was their last year that they offered the FJ Cruiser in the United States. For those of you who frequent my channel, you've seen that I had owned a 2014 Trail Teams Ultimate Edition before, with only 6,000 miles, and that thing was mint. This one is not too far off, has 26,000 miles on it, and it is still in exceptional condition. You don't find them like that too often nowadays. Both of these, I think, look great. The FJ Cruiser, I think, takes the cake when it comes to overall look, I would argue, just because it truly is a design marvel, right? I mean, it's a testament to the old FJ40 for sure. Especially the Trail Teams Ultimate Edition when they had the white front grille surrounding, if you recall. But this, with all the blacked out accents, I think looks awesome. So although they both share the same exact power plant and transmission, the 4-liter V6, tied to that 5-speed automatic transmission, which is a super bulletproof, exceptionally reliable combination, I don't know, when I drive them back to back, they do still feel a little different, right? Granted, the suspension setup is a little bit different between the two of them. This one over here, we got the Fox. With the FJ here, the main difference that you notice right from the back, right from the get-go, is all the additional headroom, all the headspace within it. So let me jump in real quick and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Puppy dog feature. Zook. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. What you doing? What you doing? Okay. So this is what I think Toyota has always set out to be. The most bare bones, the most simplistic interior. Right? So I mean, it does not get any more simplistic than this. You guys heard me geek out about this 100 times, so I'm not going to totally beat a dead horse. All the plastic in here, it's refreshing. I love it. So, and I know, either you love it or you hate it. I understand. But with the Trail Teams, you get the matching interior, of course. But just back to my original point, you get a ton of headroom in here. And I'll pop in. So when you get in, that windshield is so far in front of you. So I'm leaning forward. I'm not going to touch it, get fingerprints on it, but it is so far in front of you. So you have all this headroom, but keep in mind, because you do have such a straight up and down windshield, it is prone to getting rock chips. Pretty hardcore. So it's hard to find an FJ without a bunch of rock chips on the windshield. But overall, just a ton of headspace within here. And that is the most notable thing when you jump between the two of them. The gear selection too in this is extremely smooth, although it is literally the same exact 5-speed automatic transmission, same exact everything. It just feels, the gate, I don't know, maybe I'm just tripping a little bit, but the gate feels so much smoother in this. I'm not sure why. You do get the cool little jump box here, which Probably maybe one other vehicle in the world that actually has that, which is pretty cool. So everything in here you've seen before in my old videos, so I'm not going to totally dissect it, but it really is such a special vehicle. Not to mention, whenever you get an FJ, one of the most common areas where there's damage is right here. So if you're in the market for one, always look right there. You'll see mars and marring and scratches up in here. So the fact that this one didn't have it was pretty cool. Let me show you the back. So another unique feature to the FJ is you get the side swing out. So you got some Go Rhino swag in here. Represent. Sorry, that wasn't on purpose. I just forgot to take it out from before. So I do love that. Granted, it does impact where you can park. Sometimes you can't always back into places. Then again, you can't necessarily with the other hatch of the 4Runner, but you do get a little bit more room with the 4Runner perhaps. I like this. I prefer this. You get the locking mechanism down here. We've seen that. So you pop it out, and now on a windy day, as if that will ever happen in Cheyenne, Wyoming, but that will prevent it from swinging shut on you. Then you unlock it by just popping it back in. And I don't think I've talked about this before. This this factory subwoofer is insane in the membrane, and it's just totally ridiculous. I don't know, it matches the character of this vehicle though so well, I would argue, just because it is super in your face, super like plasticky, right? It does look cheap and chintzy, straight out like the late 90s, the boom boxes that you'd have. And it works well. You get a little subwoofer button up there in the front. You just pop that and this thing fires up, and it works well. So kind of cool, kind of cheesy, but like I said, I do think it fits the overall character of this vehicle. So another spot is you'll often get a lot of scratches and scuffs on FJ Cruisers, unused ones. Just another spot to look at. But excuse me, it's such a cool vehicle, right? Just the body lines of it. There's nothing else quite like it. And the interesting part is, the individual who designed it and put it together, he did it in a hurry, right? So he was on a rush timeline to do this, and he kind of, to some degree, toward the end, kind of threw things together. There's bigger aspirations for the pieces within this to be a little bit more utilitarian originally, but he just had to put it together and get it finalized. And for something like that to have come together so well and so nicely, I think it's pretty awesome. Like, for instance, the gear shifter was originally supposed to be you're supposed to be able to use it as a end of a shovel. So it's supposed to be like a hand shovel handle, which is kind of strange, but that did not come to fruition. But that is why it looks like that. So the matte black up here is just to prevent some glare while you're off-roading. I think most folks know that. Yeah, so just a cool rig. Let me hop into the 4Runner. I'll pop this up first. Okay, just sheer carnage. But this is Mrs. Untamed's daily whip. I went and got some gravel earlier, as you see here. But a lot less room, a lot less headroom. So you just get more cargo space, at least seemingly, when you're in there. And the FJ just feels a little bit wider too. Pop in over here. Sorry, this one's a little bit dirtier. But just the headspace. Oh yeah, by the way, remember I told you guys the previous owner put a bunch of blue LED. There you go. There's another one here. It's just overdone. Same with the rear cargo hatch. Anyways, so just, the first thing you notice, like I said, just the headroom, headspace is a lot less within the 4Runner here. Just a little bit more compact feeling. like the whole entire center infotainment over there, although even more dated in the FJ, a lot more space to it, a lot further. You feel like you have more distance between you and your passenger there. So the 4Runner, as you guys know, I mean, the 4Runner has always been my go-to, my fallback, if you will, and my favorite, truly, when it comes to Toyotas. You know, it's the modern available Toyota SUV that is, I think, doesn't have too many frills, too many bells and whistles. It's not trying to be anything it's not. And because of that, I've always just kind of gravitated to it. It's 4-door, right? Whereas, you know, the FJ, you get the split doors, not as conducive for a family. And even this, it's not truly a great option either when you have a few kiddos like myself. So I've always kind of split hairs to try to justify 4Runners within our household. But like I said, I do think that this current 5th generation 4Runner is going to be the one that people lust for and lust over for years to come when that next 6th generation 4Runner hits the scene, whether it's 24 or 25, right? 2024 or 25. So this is what people are going to be jumping back to, regardless of how cool and swanky that next generation is, because this is, you know, the perfect combination of just raw, visceral feeling, super reliable, and very simplistic. You know, it's not trying to be anything it's not at the end of the day. So you guys tell me, truly, if you're paying the same price tag, which one would you get? A 4Runner, pretend they're both brand new, a 4Runner TRD Pro in whatever color you want, or an FJ Cruiser Trail Teams in whatever color you want. If you can get either one brand new and have it forever, which one would you choose? Appreciate you watching as always. Till next time.